When Jamaica's schools were abruptly shut down in March 2020, thousands of families across the island lost a crucial source of nutrition for their school-aged children. Combined with the fallout from the downturn in tourism, the country's largest industry, families were struggling. The Rockhouse Foundation immediately pivoted to address the crisis, establishing a food distribution initiative targeting the most vulnerable children and families at their partner schools.
With the onset of the pandemic, food became an issue for our students because they were no longer being fed at school. And so when Rockhouse Foundation came into the picture and started assisting us with getting food into the pots of our students who really needed it, it was godsend.
Every Friday while schools were shuttered, for over 90 weeks, the foundation distributed packages of food staples including flour, rice, cooking oil, and powdered milk.
I, as a parent, couldn't provide everything for my sons because I stopped working. So it has been very helpful to me and them, because sometimes I don't know what I'm going to cook for them. So what the foundation has provided has been really helpful.
The Rockhouse Foundation food distribution has delivered over 250 tons of food staples, helping sustain over 1,000 people weekly throughout the pandemic. While schools were closed, the foundation's underground team was busy repairing and upgrading facilities so the schools would be ready to reopen. At the Sav Inclusive School, built by the foundation from the ground up, typical learning children and those with disabilities learn side by side in a full inclusion setting. Throughout the pandemic, the foundation continued to expand the school, building out the first and second grade classrooms, preparing for reopening, and completing a new green space for outdoor classes and play.
None of this would have ever been possible if it wasn't for the help of the Rockhouse Foundation. So I would definitely give them a thumbs up for that.
Virtual instruction has been ongoing since schools closed, grueling work for students, parents, and teachers alike.
When the pandemic came about and we had to close schools and everybody had to be at home, it was quite hard transitioning into that online methodology of providing these services, because in truth a lot of the parents did not have access to internet. So the first things we thought about was how can we get the therapy back, because we knew we still weren't getting to reach everybody who we did have on our caseload. So we needed to find a way to bring them back into the school so that at least we could provide that one-on-one, face-to-face speech therapy, physical therapy, all the services that we do offer here to the children. So we had to look at different safety protocols, making sure that we had things in place to keep the children safe, to keep us, the therapists, safe, to keep staff safe.
It was vital to continue therapy sessions so the accelerated progress the children have experienced at Sav Inclusive could be maintained.
So we have this one student named Rajan. He came to us not walking, not talking, not an effective way of communicating.
Most of the time we used to have to lift him up and carry him all around like a backpack. When we did the first MRI, the doctor said that it's going to be a real delay, maybe 2 years or 3 years delay.
Since starting to work with him, we have gotten Rajan to the point where he is now walking, running, kicking, catching, throwing, or even trying to bat the ball at certain times.
Since he's been at the school and the input that the school has been doing, the therapists have been doing, that 3 years have been cut down to maybe a year.
It is such a pleasure to know that the work that we do here does really help these children in the community to get where we need them to be.
With the success of Sav Inclusive, the Rockhouse Foundation have signed a new commitment with Jamaica's Ministry of Education to expand the school through to the end of high school. The commitment includes additional adjoining lands allocated from the Catholic Church for construction of the expanded primary and high school campuses. Working together with architect Chris Stone, a master plan has been developed in 5 stages, offering a roadmap so that every 2 years a new construction phase can be completed. Those currently enrolled in pre-K through 2nd grade will now be able to continue their academic journey together, right through the end of high school.
The existing building is designed as a small village with streets and squares and plazas. And the new school will be an extension of that, carrying those same themes through with squares, avenues, colonnades, so the children feel comfortable. Every time I come here, especially as a parent and as a Jamaican, to see the school actually functioning with the children, getting their therapies and their different sessions, it really is incredible that the Rockhouse Foundation can actually do what it does and really make a difference here on the western side of the island.
The Rockhouse Foundation story is one of transformation, not only of physical spaces, but more importantly, of the lives of the children for whom these spaces were created.